All right, guys, welcome back to What's the Odds? This is episode 5 today. I'm here with Colin, as per usual. No guest today, though. And let's jump into this. I think we're going to start with the Super Bowl talk. So basically, Brady came in and just got his 7th ring against the baby GOAT. Congrats to Brady. How do you feel about that game, Colin? Because me personally, I was not that pleased with the game.
Well, the game was kind of boring. I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't. I don't think it lived up to the hype as everyone thought it was going to be the greatest quarterback battle in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of felt like Mahomes was just by himself out there. No line help. His receivers that make plays all year are dropping balls and stuff.
There was no line help, but Todd Bowles did put together a great defensive game plan.
Yeah, Todd
shut him
Bowles
down.
did an amazing job for sure.
But Tom Brady, I think, just clinched himself as the greatest athlete in sports history, probably.
Yeah, at this point it's ridiculous. I mean, he's almost about to fill up 2 hands. I mean, and he's coming back.
I do agree with obviously Brady's the GOAT, but
Yeah.
a lot of people are overreacting with Mahomes. They're saying that they already taken him out of the GOAT conversation and he can never go back in. I'm not going to say Mahomes is out of the GOAT. I mean, obviously you have to get 6 to 7 rings to pass Brady, maybe even 5. But I don't think it's over yet.
I mean, the dude's like 24. I mean,
you never know what's going to happen in 15 years. He
exactly.
can win 4 in a row. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. If Brady wasn't in the league at 43, who knows? Mahomes could have 2 for 2.
Yeah.
You really just don't know.
Mahomes is one of the most talented quarterbacks that's ever played in the NFL, and he's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, I agree. And now I think they realize that they got to get an O-line for him too, because it doesn't matter how big that arm is if you don't got time to throw.
He was making some of the greatest throws that I've ever seen in my life, and it would just bounce off his receiver's helmet.
Yeah, I know. That's honestly. But Sean McCoy also got his 2nd ring without playing in either game now. So that's
LaShawn McCoy hasn't stepped foot in a Super Bowl game, but he has 2 rings now.
Yeah, call him shady 2 times. All right. Moving on to the next.
The Detroit Pistons. Talk about them for a minute.
Right now we're looking at the number 1 pick, fellas. So anyone out there that's a Pistons fan, you guys should be excited because we're licking our lips right now with Cade Cunningham, the 6'8" guard.
Let's talk about the Derrick Rose trade. They sent him to the Knicks for Dennis Smith Jr. and a 2nd-round pick.
Honestly, at first I wasn't that thrilled with it, but then I realized we weren't winning. We weren't going to win anything with D Rose, so why not bring in a younger guy and get a draft pick out of it? And Dennis Smith is the guy who's pretty athletic, so hopefully he can be some kind of backup for us.
Detroit's recently we've been home of the second chance players, so we're like the last chance you of the NBA right now.
I know, you get a turn, you get a turn.
I like because D Rose loves the Knicks coach. My bad, he played with him in Chicago, and he wanted to go to the Knicks. But I kind of want to see D Rose go to a team like the Clippers or Lakers.
Yeah, someone as a contender.
Yeah, the Knicks. They might make the playoffs this year, but they're not. They're not
a contender.
No. East. Yeah.
Well, the Clippers, I don't think they were trading for D Rose because I think they're kind of looking at someone like Lonzo. Someone to come spread the ball to their star-studded roster. But
I want to know what because the Bucks made an offer. I want to know what the Bucks package looked like compared to what we got.
It's probably DJ Wilson or something.
DJ Wilson in a second.
Yeah. Hey, but as a Michigan fan, I'll take DJ Wilson.
Yeah, be Thon Maker all over.
Oh God, yeah, for real.
Let's talk about the young core: Killian Hayes, Sekou Doumbouya, Sadiq Bey, and Isaiah Stewart.
Obviously, Killian did not obviously he's hurt, but when he was playing, his offense was pretty trash. It's not even no way around it. But the dude was, he's young and he was showing glimpses of being a good playmaker. He'd get people open and then he was taking good shots. It's just they just weren't falling. But if he can develop into a guy that can get us a 12 points and 7 assists, I think next to someone like Cade Cunningham could really, really be a fun team to watch.
I think the best part about Killian's game that he showed was his defense. He was going out, shutting Trae Young down. He was playing good defense.
Yeah, I agree. And then obviously Sekou is we need him to start playing a little bit more.
We need Sekou to be Pascal Siakam 2.0.
And then the best rookie we have this year, Sadiq Bey. He has been amazing for us. We traded Luke Kennard basically for him straight up. And in my opinion, he's the same. Yeah, I would do it overall again. Luke really isn't doing that much crazy shit in LA, but Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the class so far. I mean, even Isaiah
We
Stewart,
can't
he's
forget
been pretty good.
we can't forget Isaiah Stewart. He's 19 years old. He's putting up double doubles here and there. And the most important thing is he is getting under the skins of like Giannis, LeBron,
Yeah, people forget he
Dwight
was the
Howard.
second player in his class coming out of high school. I mean, he was a talented guy, and then he went to Washington, and people just like kind of wrote him off a little bit.
So, if we landed the number one pick, you're taking Cade
I
Cunningham.
am 100% taking Cade Cunningham.
But we all know how stuff goes in Detroit sports. We're gonna have the best odds for a number one pick, but somehow we're gonna be picking like ninth or
Yeah, we're
something.
gonna end up with 14. We're gonna lose the lottery worse than anyone ever. But yeah,
You want to move on to the mock draft?
yes, sir. I'm down.
All right, this is our mock draft 2.0.
All right, I'll start us off. Number one, I don't think I'm gonna change anything. Trevor Lawrence. I think it's. I don't even have to talk about that one.
I got Urban Meyer going Justin Fields. No, I was kidding. They're taking Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
100 times out of 100.
Right. All right, the Jets. I think last mock I had them taking Penei Sewell. For the sakes of changing it up, I'm actually going to have them going a different direction with Zach Wilson. I think that they can either rock with Darnold and try to build and help him, or they can just completely say screw it and trade him for assets and draft a guy like Wilson.
I have them going Zach Wilson as well. They changed every single thing about their coaching staff. They brought in Robert Saleh. They brought in Mike. Oh, what's his name? LaFleur's brother of the Packers.
Oh, yeah.
They brought in his brother. They're gonna want their own guy to build around.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next. So I actually have the Dolphins taking my number one receiver in the class. It might be different to yours, but Jamar Chase at 3. I think that he sat out this year, so people forgot how dominant he was at LSU. And I think Devontae Smith is a good player too. But when Waddle was there with Smith, Waddle was the one getting all the production. Devontae Smith didn't really start taking off until Waddle went down. So I'm taking Jamar Chase. I mean, he played there with talent and put up, I think it was 20 touchdowns his junior year.
Devontae or Jamar?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had one of the greatest wide receiver seasons ever.
Yep.
But our mock drafts are the same so far because I have the Dolphins taking Jamar Chase as well.
Great minds think alike. I'm guessing this is probably the same too. I got
Probably not.
I got Atlanta moving on from Matt Ryan. Well, maybe not moving on necessarily. Have him there for a year and kind of groom this guy. But I have them taking Justin Fields at 4. I think, again, someone that can move, unlike Matt Ryan, and can really bring a new dynamic to Atlanta offense.
Yeah, I actually have them going Micah Parsons. I think that it's not like they're gonna move on. If they're gonna give Matt Ryan one more year at least. Build the defense a little bit, see what he can do with all the weapons that he has.
Okay. Moving on, Bengals. I think they absolutely have to take an O-line, whether it's Rashawn Slater or Penei Sewell. I prefer Sewell just because I think he's the better in the long run, although Slater is probably the better player now. So I'm going to have the Bengals taking Penei Sewell out of Oregon.
Yeah, I have them taking him as well.
Okay. The Eagles. The Eagles need so many things. I mean, you could mock so many different positions here. But I have them fixing up their offensive weapons, and I have them taking the Heisman winner, Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, we have like the same exact mock draft so far. Hopefully that changes soon. But I haven't taken Devontae Smith as well. I think they trade Carson Wentz, maybe get a couple picks.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Lions fans, this is your time.
Detroit.
And I'm sure most people were screaming at me, take Waddle, and that's what I'm doing. We're taking Jalen Waddle for the Lions. They need a receiver because there's no way they get back Galladay and Marvin. So, yep, Jalen Waddle is the pick.
In my mock draft, I have Justin Fields still available. So I'm saying if this is the scenario that we're at, I would like to trade here.
Okay.
Have a team move up to take Fields, but I'm not going to project trade, so I am obviously taking Jalen Waddle.
All right, and I'm hoping this is where things get a little different. So right here, you could say Carolina could take a QB because they weren't sold on Teddy, so you can tell they're definitely thinking about it. Although Trey Lance would be the QB to take, I don't think they're going to go the same route because Trey Lance and Cam Newton they're almost like the same player, play style wise, and I don't know if they want to repeat that. So I'm actually going to have them taking Kyle Pitts and bringing another dynamic utility knife weapon alongside McCaffrey and Curtis Samuel and all them.
Give Bridgewater one more year.
Yep, one more year.
Go get your guy.
Yeah, give him a bunch of just all kinds of crazy weapons. Just let him see what he can do.
So Obviously, our mock drafts are different from here, but I think at this point is their dream point if Justin Fields is there. I think if he is there at 8, there's no way that they pass on
Yeah,
him.
definitely.
So yeah,
Uh,
Justin Fields at 8.
all right. As a Broncos fan, this is a big pick for us. We're definitely taking a corner. I will say that with full confidence that we're either taking Surtain or Caleb Farley. Me personally, though, I mocked as Caleb Farley. I think he is the better athletic corner. Like, he has more athletic upside, and I think that's something that Denver would love to have. So Caleb Farley at 9.
I have them going Patrick Surtain,
Yeah,
6'2"
understandable.
corner. Yeah.
Yeah. Next pick, Dallas. So I have them taking Surtain to match alongside Diggs, two Alabama quarters, reunite that, and I think he'd be a great fit in Dallas and play some physical defense.
I have them going Gregory Rousseau. I think
Oh,
they need help on the D line, and yeah, a lot of people have Dallas high in their early projections for
yeah,
next year.
definitely.
But when don't they?
All right. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do top 10, right? That was what we
Yeah.
were topping it. All right. Yeah. So there's our mock draft 2.0s. Yeah. Feel free to those who watch on YouTube. Feel free to comment on what you would do different. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, so let's move on to fan questions from Twitter.
All right. Let's hear them.
So we got number 1 here. What direction do the Lions go in free agency?
Ooh, the Lions free agency. I think I don't quite know how much cap they have, but I think the entire
None.
defensive side of the ball. I think you got to bring in old veteran guys that can just play good D. You got to stop allowing the big plays that seem to always happen against the Lions. So I'd say it's got to be defense, defense, defense.
There's going to be so many people that get cut, so we're not going to know like where to go in free agency at first because like there's just going to be so many cuts to free up cap space.
Right.
But if we don't get at least 2-3 new linebackers, then it's going to be time to move on.
Yeah, definitely going to be a rough one.
So number 2, what would your plan be for Jared Goff? If you were the GM, what would your plan be for Jared Goff?
My plan would be to try to set him up in the best scenario, and then if he shows you in these next 2 years that he can be the guy, then you rock with him. But if he's shaky and iffy and not really sold on him, then you cut him because after 2 years they don't have to pay anything, and that's when I think it'd be a good time to move on and hopefully have those weapons in place for a young guy to come in and succeed.
I agree. If he can get back to what he was in year 2 and 3, then you obviously can build around him because he's only 25 years old.
Yeah, look to Swift to help him a lot because the run game helps quarterbacks, obviously, and he played with Gurley, and Swift is looking good, yeah.
Goff likes to go to tight ends, and we have a Pro Bowl tight end. He's only like 23. We need to bring Kenny back and then maybe draft another weapon for him.
Yeah, I agree.
Put him in a perfect situation to succeed.
Yep.
Number 3, what's your way too early Super Bowl prediction?
Way too early prediction, huh? Well, it's hard not to either, put Brady in there or the Chiefs. But for the sake of really just switching it up and making things different and trying to blow some people's minds, I'm going to say Lamar Jackson comes back and comes back strong. Baltimore makes things happen. They bring some, bigger weapons around, and Baltimore will be the Super Bowl winner.
Versus who?
Oh gosh. Sadly, it's probably gonna be the Bucks.
As a guy that loves to see greatness, for the love of God, don't let Tom Brady in the Super Bowl ever again. I love watching Brady play. I love watching greatness, but I think it's time for a new era to happen.
I agree. Yeah.
8 rings would be way. 7's too much, but 8. Come on.
It's like, come on. You can start just donating them things at that point.
As a Lions fan, I never want to say this, but I want the Packers versus Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one.
Rodgers versus Mahomes, that would be very.
Well, arguably the Packers could be there if they didn't take Jordan Love and AJ Dillon the first 2 rounds.
They took Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, honestly, just give him another weapon.
They could have Justin Jefferson and the Devontae Adams.
Yeah, that'd have been ridiculous.
So the last one, what's your way too early Lions record prediction?
Way too early Lions record prediction. Usually I wouldn't give them that much hope because they seem to always disappoint their fans. But I'm saying next year, looking at like a 9-7 or 10-6. I think it's going to be all right.
You think we're going to be biting some kneecaps?
I think you're going to be biting some kneecaps. You guys, if not winning, you're going to be in the games. You're guys going to be playing loud, competitive football. I think
if we go 9-7 or 10-6, then I think we stick with Jared Goff.
Yeah. I think, I just think you guys are going to play competitive and hard football.
I think our floor is obviously 4-12 or 5-11,
Right.
but I think that we could also compete with a lot of teams. And if our schedule is not as good as it was last year, then I think we go 9-7 or 8-8.
Yep. Okay.
All right, must win.
All right. I think we're doing two. For those of you who actually are dumb enough to take these bets that we say, I'm 2-2, and Colin is 1-3 at the moment. So take mine. I am going Usman versus Gilbert Burns. As much as I don't like watching Usman fight because it's pretty boring to watch. I mean, it's efficient, so watch for the toe stomps and Usman taking his shots. And then for my second one, I'm actually going to be taking the Warriors +1 on the road against the Spurs.
Wait, who are you taking, Usman and Burns?
Oh, I'm taking Usman. My bad. I'm
Taking
taking
Usman.
Usman against Burns, and then my other one is going to be the Warriors on the road against the Spurs today, +1.
My two must wins. I got Pistons and Nets over. The Nets, obviously, you guys know they play great offense and they play no defense. And the last, I think 3 or 4 games, they've scored over 120 points. And it's like from the last 7 games, they have like the #1 ranked offense ever, and they also have the #1 ranked or lowest ranked defense ever. So I take the over
Yeah.
there. And then my second one, I got Usman and Burns, but I'm gonna say it's not gonna go the distance. Even though all of Kamaru Usman's fights go the distance, I'm saying this one
Okay.
doesn't. They're teammates. They used to be best friends, and I think there's gonna be a knockout or
Yeah,
submission.
that would be fun to watch. But already, I think that's all we have, right? All
Yep,
right.
it's gonna be short. Hey, this is 18 minutes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in as always. Make sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. We'll be back the same time next week as per usual. And everyone take it easy.